Our topic today is, what is Black love?
Today we have a beautiful, beautiful pair of speakers today. We have Miss Freda Wilson.
I am a Christian minister and I've been in ministry for over 25 years. I have authored 2 books. They're Amazon bestsellers. One is Healing the Wounds of Divorce, and the other is Building Relationships That Last. I'm also a certified life and relationship coach. So I help singles connect with compatible love. I help couples improve and ignite their love. And then I help divorcees or people going through heartbreaks, failed relationships, heal their wounds and then rebuild their lives and prepare for love in the future.
And we also have the Honorable Jennifer Nartey as well.
I am a broadcast journalist, a TV and radio show personality. I've been married for 27 years with 6 children. I'm a marriage counselor. I've been in ministry as well for 15 years. I am a relationship expert as well. I also do a lot of counseling for singles and married couples, both in the church and outside of the church.
Is Black love different from any other race or ethnic group? Do we love any different?
In our culture and living inside of a major culture, we do live our lives differently. We have different struggles. We have different financial challenges. We have different challenges in corporate America. We have challenges about the way people view us. So the stresses that we deal with every day, we bring into our homes. So that does look different than it does among other relationships, in the sense that we have to negotiate our relationships differently. And again, if you negotiate them correctly, then even though your circumstances are different, you can still love the same way. So I do want to say that the basis of love is universal. How it is expressed is unique to each individual. And it's about the 2 people coming together, defining the kind of love that they want.
Wow.
If you have people who sees love differently, then it's not going to be good love.
The source of love, true love, is from God, and He has no color. But maybe our cultural disposition makes us express our love differently. What I've seen over the years, that our expression of love in our African setting has incorporated love expressions from other cultures, and may have impacted the way we express our love. So in our culture, our way of expressing love was the man being able to provide, right? That takes me back to what I have seen when we're growing up. Our father's way of loving us was being able to take care of us, providing for us. We may not necessarily have heard the word "I love you," but their sense of protection and provision was his language of telling us how much he loves us. I believe our notion or expectation of love is shaped by what we see, especially from our homes. So if the child grew up in a family that expressed love outwardly by hugs and kisses and love, in that way, they will grow up with that expectation. If that man came from a background that did not have that kind of love expressed, his expectation of love will be also different.
But do you think that men also need love and crave for it and want it all the time like that?
Women, as females, we generally romanticize things, and we are more generally 80% of the time more emotional, more expressive, whereas our men, they love us, but sometimes loving is providing. So they express love in different ways. So my husband loves me all the time, but he doesn't express his love the way I express my love. He believes in love, but he definitely talks about it differently. He doesn't romanticize it like I do. You have some men who are just as romantic as women, but most of the time men are more providers. They're on the go, they're doing, and so they look at it like you said, they're providing for their families. They're trying to care for the home. So that's a huge way of how they express love.
A lot of people go into relationships with a mindset of what love is supposed to look like. Maybe over the years, because of the movies and Hollywood idea of love and romance, Many young couples these days go into marriage with that mindset of candles and roses and, all the things that are so perfect. So if the man does not live up to that expectation, they don't feel like they are receiving enough love. And you have to know your partner to know what kind of language he speaks in love.
Okay.
Men speak a different language. There are men that are romantic. Men, I know some that are more romantic than their spouses. So you just have to know how to communicate the kind of love that you want to receive and he wants to give, and have that understanding. The assessment of loving somebody has gradually become more materialistic than what is within. And it has made, I talk for men. I love men. I'm always sympathizing with men because women are too much. They're too much drama. But I love men. And I know that many men, especially in our Black community, have so much love to give. But the expectation of the materialistic things from women is making them feel insufficient to give up their love. Our expectation of the ones is making our Black men keep their love to themselves because, if your wallet is not big, that means you don't have love, which is not the truth. But our men can know how to love. Given a chance to really genuinely express their love to a woman, I think we'll find good men out there. But society and the generation has changed so much that if you don't have a Maserati and all those things, you may not even walk through the door.
The society we live in now is, I love you until you tick me off, then I don't love you anymore. And so I'm going to the next person. And so that's really not authentic love. That's kind of temporary love. Many of the women who I've worked with, they feel loved when their partners help them with their responsibilities. Not so much gifts necessarily, but if they go to work and then they have to come home and cook and take care of the children, wash the clothes, then they feel loved when the husband says, oh, well, let me cook tonight, or I'm bringing food home, or let me help fold the clothes. So their love language is service. Another person's love language is spending quality time. Whereas you may not have to buy me flowers on Valentine's Day. We can just cuddle up together and watch a movie. Love looked a lot different to me in my 20s. I was googly-eyed for a guy who just looked cute, right? And he was smart, but I did not assess his character. And so got involved in that relationship, so entangled. And today I say he was a serial cheater. But in all fairness, I knew he was a cheater, but I felt I could conquer this cheater. And so, I did make a lot of headway, but to a great cost to myself. And my heart was broken and I was wounded deeply. And it took years to heal that. And so that's why I'm so passionate about young people and people choosing wisely, because when your heart is broken, that's the most excruciating pain a person can feel. And then that hinders your love going forward into another relationship if you don't heal properly. So choosing wisely is so critical, because you can get with somebody who you just not compatible and you become roommates. You're just sharing space, or you're paying bills together, and you get to a point where you just don't like each other because you don't really know each other, and you don't know each other because you didn't take your time to investigate.
Many a times after long-term relationships, we stop saying thank you to our husbands. We stop saying thank you to our men, whether they did good or not. Let him know you appreciate him. I believe that because things have evolved so much, this sense of equality, that I believe that because things are changing so much and women have become more independent, it doesn't allow the men to feel safe to give up their love the best way they can.
I know in the African American community, especially Black women, sometimes we're taught that love can be a struggle, right? Now, I think that it's fair to say that a relationship has its ups and downs, right? And there has to be a level of commitment to see that relationship through that rough patch, right? But is there a time where we should delineate struggle or a rough patch to delineate it from abuse?
Abuse is 100% a deal breaker. That's what I teach. People who are physically abused, emotionally abused, that is an unhealthy space to be in. And it's a breach of covenant. And that is not love. That is a person acting out of some type of character that he or she inherited from the past, not knowing how to channel their anger. And so they take it out on their mates. We should never, ever allow that to happen.
I don't think there's equality between men and women, especially as the Bible describes it. Now, just because men and women are not equal doesn't mean that we have the right to abuse, the right to disrespect.
I believe with 90% of what he said. Remember, I'm the one who supports men, but I just know that in the context of rule over them, it doesn't mean stomp over them. It doesn't mean be bossy over them. Submissiveness is not stupidity. Submissiveness is not, you don't matter to me.
Generally speaking, we know that men are generally stronger than women. So the weaker vessel is not to say that you are inferior, but we just aren't as physically capable. Spiritually, we have equal access to God, to the throne of God. And
I agree.
there is no difference there. So we have to remember the culture that the scripture was written and the context it was written, because in the first century, women were looked at as dogs. They had no value.